us live on Facebook here streaming. We're also sharing it on our Lested page. You can join us live on our Lested page at LECET Philly. That's Lested 5 County. Thank you, folks. And also like us on our Labor Strong page, where Health and Safety posts pictures of their health and wellness events and campaigns, in addition to photos of all the members that participate. So go on the Labor Strong page and like yourself. They just did the big climb last weekend. That was awesome and great, where they climbed up 47 flights of stairs. So people participated. Yes, sir. And they completed it. Health and Safety team, they completed the flights of stairs. So we always love to bring awareness. It was for blood cancer, lymphoma, and also leukemia. So please, everyone, go to the myldcbenefits.com, where you can join for different events that are coming. You can retrieve benefit information. Our members, if you're listening, please go and download forms for our pension, health and welfare, prepaid legal fund, and all the upcoming events that we have. I'm going to announce a couple of events that are coming up. Labor's Local 413 have their second annual Tie One On for prostate and colon cancer fundraiser, which is coming up Saturday, June the 15th. That is Father's Day weekend, so save the date. The event is going to be at the Talon Energy Stadium at 2501 Seaport Drive in Chester, PA. And it's a good, exciting event because it's a walk, it's a ride, and it's a run. So if you are interested and you are listening, please contact Labor's Local 413 at 610-872-5328. And also Saturday, May the 4th, the Labor's District Council Health and Safety team are having a boot camp training if you want to get fit and wellness, and they have a great boot camp workshop May the 4th. Also, Saturday, June the 15th, like I said, Tie One On for prostate cancer, Father's Day walk at 413, Local 413 in Chester. And Saturday, June the 22nd, our Funplex event. We had it last year. It was such a great time. Your wife was there because I have Ryan Boyer, business manager, District Council. Yes, his wife, Rita Boyer, will be there, and her great workshop that she has for the kids and family. So sign up for our Funplex event on June the 22nd. And also Saturday, it's supposed to be August the 5th, I want to say, Painting with Chet at our training school in Exton, where they're going to have like a painting day, like painting with a twist. They have Painting with Chet, which is really good for the family and kids to come out. Yeah, you know, we invested in.
I can't wait till we get that training school in Philadelphia.
I know, and everything is going to be happening on Broad Street, folks. So we have a house full today, and I'm not going to lie to you. I'm just going to sit here and look pretty, do what I do best, because I'm excited for today's show.
You're looking lovely, right? My brother, he has good taste. I can tell you that, right?
Well, thank you very much, sir. We have our Ryan Boyer, business manager of our Labor District Council, here with us, joining us. So we're always excited to have him. He has a special guest, and I'm going to let you introduce your special guest to us today.
Well, what we do at the Labor District Council, we are members of the community, and we don't always agree. And we take controversial positions, and we understand if other people take controversial positions, and we like intelligent dialogue. And today we had the controversial journalist, Ernest Owens, who's an award-winning journalist and CEO of Ernest Media Group, LLC. He's a writer-at-large for Philadelphia Magazine and the vice president of print for the Philadelphia Association of Black Journalists. And if you know, and if you look at Facebook, you know that Ernest Owens, his Facebook Lives with his robes on, are sometimes the most sought-after political opinions. And I give Ernest credit, because since we have lost the journalism in Philadelphia and in the country, and print journalists, you've had a lot of blogs and podcasts take that, and no one covers the local beat anymore. So we're going to start this lively discussion today, because Ernest and I have divergent opinions, and we oftentimes share them respectfully on Facebook. And I said, Ernest, I'm going to invite you to our show. It started last year at Relish, and Ernest said, no one gives them a platform. And I said, the Labor's, we about giving people platforms, particularly African Americans, so we could tell our stories. And I told him, I said, look, Ernest, go on there. I'm not going to hold you back. And he got on and he did his thing, because I've been reading him, but that was the first time I met him in person. And that's what we're about. We've been doing this stuff since the 1920s. When we had to slide in sand piles because we couldn't go down steps. So without further ado, Ernest Owens, introduce yourself, and we can start the debate, man.
Awesome. Well, first
everybody
of all,
wait.
First, I know, right? Well, first of all, I just want to say that it's not controversial; it's common sense.
There you go.
And a lot of times, we're in a community where we're brothers as black men. In this community, especially in Philadelphia, with all of the things that's going on, and so I look at it more that it's not controversial for us because we're on the same team. We want the same things, right? We want equity for our people. We want opportunity, and too often, we have others, right? That minority in this keep people like us out, and as a journalist and as someone who's been doing this for a couple of years in this city, it's always been my people that has been the one supporting me throughout all of this and really amplifying my voice with the support of a great couple of allies and some accomplices on the side. But nonetheless, to be able to be on this show, I'm surprised that I'm on, because normally he makes the calls, the man, at City Hall, that stops me from being able to be on shows like this and say the things that I say. So I'm so happy that you are having me on this show and that you're not answering those calls, because you're going to get a lot of calls after this. But thank you for the courage, brother. Thank you for the courage.
No, listen, let me tell you something.
Right.
I wouldn't have had you on here if I didn't think that we were trying to eventually get to the same place.
Agreed.
I always say that we always want to go to the same place. We may take different roads, but as Cody said earlier, it's certain people that I don't. If I think that you're not trying to get anywhere, if you're trying to self-promote and do stuff for yourself, I won't provide a platform.
Agreed.
But I've always saw you try to help, and I'm just here to say, you're saying it's common sense. I may say it's youthful hubris when I see it. I just see your naivete sometimes.
Sure.
So we could,
I agree. The naivete of the young people during the civil rights movement, through the civil rights movement, through all movements, it's always been the youth that had the
that's
goal.
true.
You know what's funny? Many elected officials that are currently in office were young when they ran.
When they got
and they
office.
won too, right? Some of them, like Shaka. Bless his heart.
Let me speak about a young person before we start this, because I want to amplify. Yesterday, former Vice President Joe Biden announced that he was running for president.
Yes.
And he picked as his national political director Aaron Wilson, who was the political director for Governor Casey. Aaron Wilson is about 30 years old, a dynamic African-American
Wonderkind
from Westfield.
Here we go with that word again.
No, but let me tell you something, though. If you ask all my friends, I'm an avid reader, and this is something that people may not know. I probably read 3 or 4 books at a time, and I often challenge my members with using words so they can look up, because I was raised by Imam Shamsuddin Ali, who always encouraged us to look up different words. He said the more words you use, the better you can communicate and you get your point across.
Agreed.
And he got that from someone. So I've always lived in that genre. So don't be surprised when you hear me, because
I had to Google that WonderCon.
Yeah.
I really did yesterday after looking at the discussion on Facebook.
I may
said,
say
you
that.
know what?
Today I may say that getting to economic parity, as I and Otis want, it's going to take a Sisyphean effort.
That's right.
It's going to be a long chill.
No, but Ernest, and let's get down to the crux of it, because we have 1 hour.
It goes fast too.
We have to exchange pleasantries first.
Labor's District Council has firmly endorsed Mayor Jim Kenney for mayor. My job and her husband's job and all the business managers' job is to get the next job for
Who's
our
your
members.
husband?
Sam St. Jr. is our husband.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and our job is to get the next job and create opportunities for our members. That's what I get paid for. That's my day job, and I never lose sight of that. And Mayor Kenney has been great for that. And Mayor Kenney, we did a record number of hours, man hours, that's what we judge ourselves on. In 2017, we did more man hours in 2017 than we did in the history of the Labor's District Council. And the Labor's District Council has been in effect since 1937. So we cannot back up off that, because that is our core mission, to provide opportunities. We have 6,700 members. During that year, we picked up an additional 417 members. So that's 417 families that are going to have family-sustaining jobs. And there's a number of other reasons. And also, I in my op-ed, that is a true story. Jerome Butch Mills is a real man, and he's still around, and everybody knows when I get awarded anything, I thank him, Cy Johnson, and Gloria Whiting at the Cunningham Community Center for literally changing my life. So the focus that the mayor had on Parks and Recreation Center, people think it may be small, but it is big, because sometimes people don't have a safe haven to go to, and those parks and recreation centers become safe havens. And in some places, coming from North Philadelphia, Richard Allen projects, I wasn't exposed to arts and culture in my home. I was exposed in arts and culture because the Cunningham Community Center took us to the Fine Arts Museum. So that's why I'm there.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. My thoughts are this, is that the problem I have with the people that support Kenny and the issues that I have is that a lot of it is narrow-minded based on their own interests. You represent a group of people where Kenny has been good to you and your people, to the support of your group, for better or for worse. I think you can do quite better, to be honest, under different leaderships, because I think that at the end of the day, they set quotas on how far they can give and how great they can be. And I think that it benefits, you know, a group, right? You have an interest. You have I wouldn't call it a special interest, but that's what it sounds like, right? You have a group that you represent, and you say, Kenny's good for me, and then you celebrate that for the community, the same way that Sherelle Parker does so in the 5th Ward. But the issue here is that I'm looking at the community holistically. And everyone's not benefiting having those great stories in these communities. When you go to parts of West Philadelphia, you go to parts of North Philly, you go to parts of Point Breeze, and you see people being displaced. You see 2.5% of all the businesses in this city are only black owned. When you see, let me, I gave you a moment to talk. I want to get what I have to say. You get into situations where you have not seen poverty in this city decline. Homicides have went up, even though people are getting $100 million, budget increases. And we talk about this soda tax as if the majority of the money of the soda tax is not actually going to Parks and Rec. And here's the thing, is that with Rebuild, which is what we're talking about, those recs, who's going to get those jobs? City Council is fighting to make sure that there's diversity to actually happen for Rebuild, because right now he can't even guarantee that there's going to be a diverse number, and he doesn't have a diversity plan, because I've asked him several times and he says we're just going to get better. Getting better is not a plan. Getting better is an empty promise on a platitude of false notions of what it means. And when I look at his administration, I look at his cabinet, I look at his exempt employment numbers, which is those exempt. Okay, because he keeps saying cabinet. I'm not talking about his cabinet. That's a talking point that is wasted. I'm talking about exempt employments, and you know what exempt means, right? Those are jobs that you can specifically hire in this city. How can he be a champion of diverse labor when it doesn't even reflect in his own administration under his purview and under those? He has a commerce director that's black. He has a chief diversity officer that's black, and they can't even fix the problem. And when I look at his transition team, which looks nothing like the team that he currently works with, well, I'm happy that his campaign team looks a lot more diverse, because you know they were all white last time he ran for office. Well, so this is a mayor. Let me finish. This is a mayor that runs on a platform.
You can't dominate. Let me go point by point.
Right.
First of all, you said 2.5% of black business.
Yes.
That is not the fault of this mayor. This mayor has been mayor for 3 years.
Whose fault is it then?
I'll let you talk.
I hear you. Whose fault is it?
This mayor has been mayor for 3 years. That business climate, you don't start business in 3 years. That business climate existed before him. It'll probably exist. Is a systemic problem against African Americans, number one. Number two, City Council is supposed to make their prerogatives known for their community. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do, fight for their community. You talk about Rebuild. The contracts that came out of Rebuild right now already is 30%, or 27.5% to be exact, is going to black businesses, and 24 to just women businesses. They could be black or white. I don't know. I'm agnostic on that. However, when you say that